The Low Entropy Foundation is a local organization that strives to nurture a more loving, respectful humanity. A caring global family that supports and cares for one another. Tri-Cities Community TV recently caught up with a couple of the organization's founders at a local event at Town Center Park.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Wideski, and I'm the Executive Director with Low Entropy. And
Hi, I'm Jake Anthony. I'm the Board President at Low Entropy Foundation.
And we're here today because we are hosting our very first in-person gathering for the community. It's all about bringing people together in a safe space so that we can reconnect. A lot of us have really struggled with isolation during COVID, and we want to ensure that we can still keep the community intact and engaged and meeting each other and supporting one another. So that's what today is all about.
It's fantastic to be here, and some of the people that I'm meeting today myself, I've only met over on Zoom before, so it's really great to be able to see everybody turn out and to have this time together.
Low Entropy is a registered charity, and we have several different programs, and all of our programs support emotional intelligence and mental health. So our mandate is to further the advancement of education as it pertains to emotional intelligence. And we do that through our Conscious Connections program, which is a peer sharing circle for adults, people who want to form deep, meaningful connections within themselves and with others in the community. And then our Youth Empowering Youth program is for youth and children ages 8 all the way up to 18. And it's more of a structured program, 9 weeks long, that youth and children go through so they can learn how to feel confident within themselves, to have a voice, and to really cultivate a sense of self-worth and well-being. And then the last program is our CARE project. So that CARE is an acronym. It stands for Compassion, Acceptance, Respect, and Empathy. So we support our community. Anyone who's struggling right now, we help them with weekly food hamper deliveries and wraparound holistic support where we have volunteers calling on a weekly basis, building a friendship, establishing those relationships, and connecting the families in with additional resources they may need.
What I really value about Low Entropy is just that importance of community connection and really valuing every person and celebrating and being compassionate and really welcoming towards people of all walks of life. In order to be able to be of good to other people and to serve other people and to be able to empower other people, you have to be able to empower yourself and to be able to be compassionate of yourself. The message of Low Entropy that personal growth and development should be accessible to everybody, I think it's universal. It's something that really applies to everybody.
A lot of people, they want to help, but they just don't know how. And so this is a chance for them to actualize their full potential as supporters and community engagers. So with that said, we're always welcoming new people into our team, into our community of volunteers. So if you are interested in giving back to your community and really making a difference, then please reach out to us because we do need extra volunteer drivers, volunteer community connectors, food pampers, packers, and anybody who wants to really make a difference.
Downtown Port Coquitlam is filled with stories of our past if you know where to look for them. From its murals and mosaics to its parks and paths, the city's rich history of perseverance and community is always on display. Come explore our city's natural and cultural heritage along the historic banks of the Coquitlam River, traditional land of the Coquitlam First Nation. Discover the origins of our community's name and our deep connection to nature. Learn what it means to be a place where rails meet rivers and how both have shaped our city, past and present. Take part in history and explore the many stories of our community through the art of downtown Poco. On the eastern corner of Shaughnessy and Elgin in downtown Port Coquitlam, artist Tammy Pylon and community members have brought to life the Canadian Pacific Railway and Westminster Junction Station. Built just west of the Coquitlam River in 1885, Westminster Junction was located at the intersection of the CPR main line and its spur line to the city of New Westminster. It wasn't long before businesses began to rise up around it, and on March 7, 1913, this growing community was incorporated as the new city of Port Coquitlam. Poco owes much of its growth, prosperity, and industry to the Canadian Pacific Railway and Westminster Junction. The station itself was an active and important part of the community until it burned down in the 1960s, and this mural commemorates the role of the CPR in developing the thriving community we see today. A series of interpretive panels along the Coquitlam River, created in collaboration with Coquitlam First Nation, invite you to explore the land's natural and cultural history as you follow the Triboulet Poco Trail from Lions Park to Gates Park. More than just a scenic walk, the banks of the Coquitlam River are a reminder of events that have shaped our city. In 1921, Poco experienced a devastating flood. Logs in the Coquitlam River jammed bridge pilings, knocking out the CPR Bridge and Dewdney Trunk Road, now Kingsway Avenue. Much of early downtown was flooded. The Myrtle Hotel was even lifted off its foundations and began to float downriver. To cross the water, citizens devised a bosun's chair suspended by cable. It was a defining moment for a struggling community, but Port Coquitlam persevered, and today the Poco Trail's historical continuum offers a step back through time to learn about our city's history. The past can be found in unexpected places. Next to Port Coquitlam City Hall, at the edge of Lee Square, an electrical box offers a glimpse into the early years of Poco's history. Not this one, but the one behind it. The box depicts Kelly's Hall, a modest two-story building with a bell tower on Dewdney Trunk Road, once Poco's Main Street and now Kingsway Avenue. It served as Coquitlam's municipal hall and later Port Coquitlam's first city hall, following the city's incorporation in 1913. The building was not large enough to support the city's expected population growth, however, and so construction began on a new city hall at the corner of McAllister and Shaughnessy. By 1914, Kelly's Hall had been converted into Poco's first fire hall. In a devastating turn of events, the building caught fire in 1920, starting a blaze that consumed much of downtown. Today, the hall no longer survives, but its artwork is a reminder of where our city began and how it has grown over the years. For more information, check out our website at pocoheritage.org.
Located in Abbotsford, Life Haven's mission is to provide aftercare for women who have completed a recovery program. This not-for-profit relies on community support to bridge the gap to assist those who have received recovery support to achieve success. Recently, Tri-Cities community TV host Judith Castillo sat down with Teresa Trask, the life force behind Life Haven.
Good afternoon, my friends of the Tri-Cities Community Television. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our program because today we had a special guest. Teresa Trask has been working to support women. When nobody was thinking about it, she started thinking about the woman that suffer and recover from addiction. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
So it's so beautiful that you started this society, Life Haven. Tell me, what inspired you about the name and to start working with women?
Well, roughly 12 years ago, I'm a musician. You can see my trusty guitar here. Roughly 12 years ago, I was taking my guitar in to do some cathartic music with women that were both in recovery centers as well as the women's correctional facility. And in my time there, I was noticing this gap in the community. After women had completed addiction treatment, they were clean, feeling strong, feeling like they were ready to take life back on. But then, unfortunately, going back into the community where all of the same triggers and stressors exist that they had prior to going into that treatment facility, kind of came back up, and they just ended up falling back into their addiction to cope with those triggers and those traumas, and then ending back in recovery. So I would go from recovery house to recovery house, and I would see the same women showing up in different homes, and I just thought, I think that these women are just lacking a haven. When they go out and do life is hard and messy, as we all know. And I just felt like sometimes there's that missing piece of a safe place, a safety net. Some people have supportive families when they leave recovery. Some people have nothing. They're just all alone. Or worse, they have very unhealthy relationships that they're going back to. So I thought about that long and hard, and I thought, I want to create a haven from life a little pocket of safety where women can come and get the support that they need to stay strong and continue in their recovery even once they're out into the community, and stop that loop. I wanted to interrupt that loop of going in and out of recovery, that revolving door.
That is so beautiful. Helping with your music and inspiring that people and supporting that people in that process. Now, you have this amazing location. How do you feel about this?
As I sit in this room, I do want to just do a little shout out to Calvin Bolt, who owns Kingston Flooring. This is the building that we're in here in Abbotsford. This is our physical presence. However, we, through the power of Zoom and telephone and email, we do work with women all through the Fraser Valley, the Greater Vancouver area, some women that have moved back to different provinces and even as far as the States, and we just continue to provide supports to women. But this office space is central here in Abbotsford, and throughout COVID, we've actually had the space to do our essential service and continue our counseling and carry on business. We can't have groups yet, but our women have been coming, especially the women that are very isolated right now in a real significant way due to COVID. They have a place they can come, and even though we wear our masks, we can still see each other's eyes and feel that connection, that humans need that one-to-one connection. It's super important.
It's a big, big place and so beautiful. Thank you to all the sponsors, all the owners, business owners. You were telling me so excited how the plumbers, the people in the store donate so many things for this to look that beautiful and create that heaven for the ladies that are coming. So thank you to all of you that are supporting this society. And of course, if you feel that you wanted to continue to supporting and bring more, you need to go and check the website.
Lifehaven.ca, yes. And for women who are struggling and for families of women who are struggling, please go to our website and send a message. I'll get that message, and we can connect and provide those supports for you, for sure.
Something that I love is how music can heal the soul. Yes. Do you mind if you share that beautiful song that you were mentioning that you create?
Yeah, I think that the biggest isolating factor is the feeling of not being known or seen. And I think a lot of women that we work with, and I know it's the case for men as well, we don't work with men in recovery at this time. We hope to down the road. It's that feeling of not ever seeing the sunshine again, so to speak, feeling that cloud over you that no one sees or even knows how terrible you're feeling. And so, yeah, I often write my songs. I'll hear these stories. Some of the stories I hear, no one should ever have to speak those stories, and no ear should ever have to hear. They're just so traumatic, and the human story can be really beautiful. It can be really painful. So for me, a cathartic way for me to deal with some of the pain that I carry around for some of the women that I work with is to write songs that then hopefully inspire them. And I do little concerts for the women in their recovery homes, and it just lifts their spirit to know that there is a sunshine coming.
I will invite you to share your music with us today, and especially that song.
I would love to. It's called Lift Me Up. And for anyone who's feeling a little bit lost and alone, like you're wandering in the wilderness right now, the sun will shine on you again. And hopefully this song encourages you. Walking alone through this wilderness, I know I can't possibly do this on my own, on my own. Give courage to these weak and knees, comfort this heart in desperate need. Let me rest here for a while.
that is amazing. Thank you for sharing your beautiful song. What a way to say and heal people is using that sensibility through music. I think it's great. So thank you, Teresa, for sharing. I love the song.
Just those words of, sometimes feeling that sun's never going to shine, just to be encouraged that the sun will shine again. And that's really what Life Haven is all about for women struggling with addiction, just having those supports like counseling, providing workshops for doing a resume, interview skills. Sometimes when you've had huge gaps in your resume because of an illness, the disease of addiction, that creates an insecurity, even if you have good experience on your resume. And so just teaching women to know that that's not who they are, that doesn't define them. Addiction does not define you. It's who you become once you know yourself and you get empowered to be who you always wanted to be. And for some women, they don't even know what that is. And so just needing that therapy and mentorship and counseling and community supports. We refer women to supports in the community that would help them to grow and just become a stronger person and successful in life.
And it's free. These services are free.
Yes, our services are free. They're not free for us. We have generous donors. Our town here and beyond is just full of, the generosity of people always just blows my mind. As we were talking about all the trades coming and supporting us by fixing up this place for us. And people supporting what we do, and we just operate solely on private funding. So all of the services we provide cost nothing to the women coming to us, because often to see a counselor, in order to go through community services, which is amazing, there's a long wait list. And sometimes if you're waiting too long, things get crazier and crazier, and then you end up going and picking up something to use. So for us, we like to get in there right on the ground floor right away.
As you mentioned your song, Grab My Hand, Lead Me Off. So what we need to do is to love and embrace and not to judge people in that situation, because in that moment, what the most important part for you is that you are suffering because you have that addiction and you are aware of that, but it's an illness. So what we need is the people that love you the most, the people that is around you, support you. So what a better way that to using these services provided for the all the people, the donations that you have. So it's great.
Well, and some of the exciting things that have come out of Life Haven in these 10 years is there are many women that actually have been a part of Life Haven and still are. So one thing about Life Haven is we're creating community. We're not a program where we say you can have 6 sessions of counseling for free. Basically, I have women that have been coming for about 8-9 years as part of our community, have gone back to school, gone to university, have a good job, gotten married, had babies, whatever they've chosen to do. But then life gets tough again, and they'll come back and see me, or they'll come back and see our counselor. So there's no cap on this, because we're not a program, we're a community of people supporting each other. So when I see the women that have moved on and are peers of mine, some of them are working in recovery houses as counselors now.
Beautiful.
So they, in the strength that they're feeling now, they reach a hand, like we talked about the hand lifting each other up, and they lift up some of their sisters that are struggling. And then when we're struggling as women, reaching our hand out to receive help is part of that, right? So it's this giving and receiving support. And when you're strong in your life, you can give back in ways that you never thought you could. And it's so powerful. I did a podcast recently, and a woman who was a client, still is, but now she's working and she did this publicly, so I can share this. She is now working as an intake coordinator for one of our transitional housing for women at risk. And so I refer women to her, and we're peers. We work together. And her and I talk about this. It's amazing. It's this journey of, she has so much to offer, and she always did, but she was just trapped in this cycle that she couldn't seem to get out of on her own. And now she's just an amazing supportive part of our community.
I love it. It's so good that you mentioned that success that your society is having for our community. And I wanted to invite all of you, my friends out there, if you are inspired by this beautiful song for what this society is making and creating that difference, that if you know somebody that is struggling right now, support them, love them, and refer them to the society or the services that we had available. But for today, my friends, it's been amazing to share this afternoon. Thank you, Teresa, for having us. It's a beautiful project a beautiful society, and for all the new success that are coming. Cheers to that.
Thank you so much. And yeah, contact us through lifehaven.ca, and we'd be happy to touch base with you if you know someone who's struggling with addiction, a woman, or if you yourself are. Let me know, and we'll do whatever we can to walk alongside you and support you on your journey.
Yes, every time is a better tomorrow. So continue with us, and thank you for today. Bye-bye.
Club Aviva has been serving Coquitlam since 1986 with a spectrum of gymnastic programs. This year, Club Aviva is proud to have 3 provincial champions and 6 athletes at the national championships. Their competitive trampoline program is recognized as one of BC's top programs, with athletes on Team BC and Team Canada. The club offers programs for all levels in a safe and nurturing environment. In 2002, Club Aviva's owner, Vivian Symington, created the Empowering Steps Therapy Program, a unique program for children and youth with autism and other neurodevelopmental disabilities. The Empowering Steps Center is continually growing to address the needs of children and youth.
Welcome everybody to our lobby. This is where you enter, and I'm standing here by our welcoming sign and also our wall of fame. This year we have a new foundation called the Symington Symbiotic Foundation. It was formed in 2018, and we did our first eye challenge, and we raised money for all the kids that have neurodevelopmental disabilities and autism. We had some great sponsors, and we had some really good fundraising efforts. So we'd like to thank our sponsors for all that they contributed to the event and to all the kids that participated. I'm standing here in front of our main gym. This is about a 9,000 square foot gym. This gym has a lot of different apparatus in it. We have our bars, our floor, as you can see, vaulting. We do double mini in here. And we have an in-ground tramp, and it's used for all of our programs, big and little. So now we're in the smaller gym, and this gym is used almost exclusively for preschool classes and our Empowering Steps program. Our Empowering Steps program offers a wide range of services: behavior intervention, movement therapy, speech and language pathology, and physiotherapy. And we really love what we're doing with our integrated services, where the therapists all work together to provide an overall program for each child. And it's proving to be very successful. So they do a lot of work in here, and as well our trampoline gymnastics team uses these tramps. These are Olympic competitive trampolines, and our competitive artistics program uses this room for their beam. So trampoline is a really good apparatus for every child of all abilities, and the beam is one of the competitive events for artistic women's gymnastics, but it's also a great place for every child to learn to balance, to conquer any fear of height, to work on their coordination. Not all of our space is used as a gym. This is our classroom. And this room has many purposes. We use it for our music therapy program. Our speech pathologist does group settings in here where they work on academic skills like numeracy, ABCs, emotions, social play, arts and crafts, and all other kinds of learning centers.
Hi everyone, my name is Neor Tiku. I'm the lead project developer for the Youth Leadership Challenge, an event run by the Youth Leadership Society of British Columbia. And 2 weeks ago, we recognized 2 of our outstanding youth from our 2020 Youth Leadership Virtual Summer Challenge. Guyo Piano was our under 15 age category, and we recognized his impact and work with homeless in Burnaby. For our above 15 age category, story and for the greatest impact shown through the Youth Leadership Virtual Challenge, we recognized Vedanshi Vala for her outstanding work with the Bolt Safety Initiative. Every year, the Youth Leadership Challenge invites 20 to 25 youth from across the Lower Mainland, across BC, to come down to Maple Ridge and join us for an in-person challenge. Our event runs through 3 events with a physical challenge, leadership activities, and the community presentation panel. We work with local politicians from every level of government and create a space and event for youth in grade 11 and 12 to join policymakers in discussions and create a space for conversation on important youth issues. The Youth Leadership Virtual Summer Challenge is open once again for the summer of 2021. For more information, visit www.youthleadershipchallenge.ca for more information on how to apply.
Hi, my name's Heidi Mandrell and I'm from the Port Moody Community Foundation. The Port Moody Community Foundation has been around for 32 years. It was originally set up by 6 community-minded residents that wanted to make a difference in their city. How does it work? We have a community fund called the Port Moody Community Fund that residents can either donate $25 or $200,000, whatever's in their means, and the interest built every year in high investments is then granted out into the community, into charities that support the residents where we all live and work and play. So to get involved in your Port Moody, you can join us on Facebook, check out our various neighbourhood pages and social interest pages on Facebook, and you can also check out the website at www.portmoodyfoundation.ca. We encourage you to get to know your neighbours, get to know your neighbourhood and participate in our wonderful community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dawn Becker. I'm chair of the Port Coquitlam Community Foundation. The POCO Community Foundation is the heart of our community. We are your friends, your neighbors, your business partners, and we reside in your community. Since our inception in 2012, we have invested over $500,000 in the people of POCO through our grants funding both nonprofit programs and student bursaries. Our vision is to create a community in which everyone's needs are met. Our mission is to make our community stronger and to improve our shared quality of life today and for the long term. We connect donors with causes that truly matter, and by doing so, we're able to make positive changes in Port Coquitlam. The Port Coquitlam Community Foundation relies on standalone and signature events, such as our Croquet for Community, to raise the funds necessary to fund our programs here in the community. We also host community outreach and awareness events such as our drive-through pumpkin pop-up last fall and our Community Shred Day in April of this year. As a cause-neutral charity, we can respond to the evolving and changing needs of our community. We rely on donors to build our funds to invest in the projects and programs that strengthen our community. We have several funds that have been established by community members. If you're interested in establishing your own fund that responds and speaks to your own heart, please contact us. From our heart to yours, thank you from the Port Coquitlam Community Foundation.